Hi everybody, my name is Jessica and this is my channel Plant Hooker. Another video without plants, but Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays everybody. It's bake day. So today I'm making my Scotchless Scotch cookies. I had gotten the recipe about 15-20 years ago, and I used to make it by adding, I think it was half a cup to either a whole cup of Scotch whiskey, and they were mostly for my ex-husband. But since then, when my youngest came along, I removed the Scotch, and now they're more like a sugar cookie than anything. But if you do want to add liquor to the recipe, to each their own. For me, I cannot remember for the life of me exactly how much. It's between half a cup to a cup. So adjust your recipe to how you like it, but we'll be on the way with ours. Now, you want to start off with a whole cup of margarine or butter, whichever works best for you. And of course, the margarine I use is, of course, the Earth Balance. Yes, it still does have canola oil in it, but it's not as bad as Basil, and it doesn't have the chemicals in it too. The only thing is you might have to leave it out for a little bit to let it soften so you can use it, because like Basil has chemicals in it that stops it from getting super hard. Well, this stuff doesn't. And it has like natural things for the coloring, like annatto and turmeric. So once you have your cup of butter, the next thing you want to add is half a cup of icing sugar. Now I'm using organic icing sugar, mostly because of my allergies, but if you can use regular icing sugar, any type of icing sugar will work. I'm not sure if regular sugar would work. I've always used the icing sugar. And the kind I use is the wholesome organic icing sugar. And you can get these off Amazon or at your local health food store. And you want to cream these together. Now, this butter was sitting out for a good 10-15 minutes before I started doing this, because if I had started right away, it would be like a whole block. So you have to kind of let it melt a little bit. And you just cream these together. Or if you're impatient, you can just mix it all up together. I don't mind doing it this way. Get the frustration out. I'm not sure if you could use a stand mixer or a hand mixer. Like, I've never made this recipe with those machines. I do have a stand mixer that eventually I will be using, because next week I'm going to make brownies. This week I'm making Scotch cookies. Oh, and of course you'll want to preheat your oven to 350 degrees Fahrenheit. I forget what that is in Celsius. I think it may be, it's over 200. I can't remember if I actually did I didn't need to do conversion last week, because the last time I baked, I didn't need to turn on the oven. I will do the conversion when I make this video, and it'll come up on the screen. Sorry, I don't quite remember, and I can't Google it because I'm recording with my phone right now. Sorry, but I will promise to put up the conversion for those who still bake in Celsius. See, I'm old-fashioned because most of my baking skills I earned from my mama. All my cooking skills I earned from my mama. My cleaning skills crafty skills. It all comes from my mom when you think about it. Squeezing out the little balls that icing sugar sometimes gets. And if every now and then you hear like a creaking, sizzling noise, that I have my wood stove going because it is cold this morning. I got up this morning and it was -12. So yes, we are relighting you today. But it's supposed to warm up to +4, so I might let it go out eventually. Not 100% sure on that. Now, once you get it nice and creamy together, the next thing you'll want to add is 1 teaspoon of vanilla. So, and I use the pure vanilla extract. I don't use the artificial because the artificial has caramel coloring in it and that's a carcinogen, so I use the pure. Yes, the pure is more expensive. Don't feel obligated to use the pure. The artificial works just as well. This is more or less for my own tastes. That all mixed up. The next thing to add would be the eggs, or egg. And of course I don't use eggs because I'm anaphylaxis, sorry. So I use the egg replacer. And all it is 1 tablespoon of egg replacer mixed with 3 tablespoons of water. You can use an egg. It does still taste good with egg because I have had this recipe with eggs before I got my allergy, because like I said, I used to make this and I only got my egg allergy after my oldest was born. So, but for the egg replacer I use the Bob's Red Mills. I know you can get these at your local grocery stores. They do carry them. I've seen them there. And you can get these off Amazon as well. So we just add this in next. Oh, and a groan every now and then is Angus because he knows he's going to get to lick the bowl afterwards, so he watches me bake like a hawk. Now the next ingredient you want to add is, of course, half a teaspoon of salt. I use sea salt. You can use table salt. I prefer sea salt because it has more magnesium in it than table salt, because I don't think table salt has any minerals at all other than the iodine. But sea salt, oh, that's the stove because it's done preheating. But the sea salt, regular sea salt, I believe, contains only 1 magnesium. The pink Himalayan salt has 2 different kinds of magnesium that your body will absorb. Well, the Celtic sea salt, which is probably the most expensive of the salts, has 3 types of magnesium that your body can absorb. And once this batch of sea salt is empty, I will be buying some Himalayan or Celtic sea salt. And the final ingredient of it all is, of course, 2 cups of flour. I use, this is all-purpose unbleached. It is the Robin Hood non-GMO, mostly because I'm not using my spelt wheat because I'm giving the majority of these cookies away to somebody I like. And I don't want to use my spelt wheat because the spelt wheat has a nuttier flavor to it, and not everybody likes it. So but I always try to go with non-GMO and unbleached, just for health reasons. And you just add it to the mix. And mix her up. Now after a while you'll notice that you might have to like really dig in there with the spoon, and that's okay too. You can switch to your hands, because I will be switching to my hands. And my hands are clean, I did wash them before I started this video. Okay, now this sometimes will happen when you're using margarine instead of butter, because margarine tends to have a different density than butter does. So you, in some cases, you might have to add a little more flour, and that's okay. As far as I know, when I used to make this with butter, I used to never have to add flour. But since I can't eat butter anymore, because I have a dairy allergy, sorry, that this will sometimes happen with margarine. So you can adjust the recipe to it. And because it's been a very long time since I last made this recipe, I forgot to add that to my scribbler, which I will be doing later. Now, sometimes what you can do to help that, because this recipe, you can roll it out and cut it out in shapes like sugar cookies. I don't normally do that. I kind of make them more like thimble or jelly cookies or belly button cookies, where I kind of put like a dent in the middle. Once they're almost done baking, I'll add like a little bit of brown sugar, just so that it kind of fixes the taste of the lost scotch. So, but normally I don't roll them out, I just roll them into balls, and then I punch them down. Oh, yes, and because I'm going by eye, this would be about 1/4 of a cup. Sorry, a lot of recipes that I do, it's all by eye, because that's how my mama had taught me. So the reason why I have anything marked down is more or less to remember what goes in it. Like when I make pancakes, it's all by eye. When I make Alfredo sauce, it's all by eye. What else do I do? When I make my graham cracker peanut butter bites, it's all by eye. Brownies is all by eye. Cakes is all by eye, because it's how my mama taught me, and like that's the old way of doing it. Now I'll need to stick my hands in here. There, that's the proper consistency. Not yet, Angus. Don't worry, you will get a chance to lick the bowl. Yeah. It should be like this, like doughy, and then you roll it out. But I don't roll, I squish. Oh, beep beep, bud. See, he's waiting for. I didn't drop anything on the floor, so beep beep. He's my cleaner. If I can let it, just like that. So into EDB balls we go. Oh, and one of the things too, if you don't put eggs in them, you can eat the raw cookie dough and not have to worry about salmonella poisoning. I'm not going to do it today because, mind you, I have done it other days. Okay, what are you doing, Angus? I'm not giving you raw cookie dough. You're gonna get the bowl afterwards, so don't worry. You're gonna get the bowl afterwards. And you had breakfast. You had breakfast, you're good. Aren't you hungry, Mommy? I'm a big boy. I know you're a big boy. He's 140 pounds of floof. Watch the camera, watch the camera. Okay. You're good. You will get the bowl, don't worry. You've probably seen some of my other videos of the dog harness that I got for Angus. Angus is now 140 pounds. He's put on 10 pounds since that video. Yeah, I don't know how it is fat. Before that video would have been muscle because I had been using him for hauling wood until I had to retire him. Now normally this recipe makes, I think it's 16 cookies. Well, 16 if I do it this way. You might get less when you're doing the cookie cutter shapes. I know you're patient. He's very patient. Now, buddy, don't start drooling. And he's drooling. That drooling is his Newfie blood. He's half GP, half Newfoundland. Yeah, and you're bigger than me now. What am I gonna do? Well, he's good. I kind of like dig in my heels when I have to hold him back. Because unfortunately he's really good. He doesn't like to go unless he sees like somebody he really loves. Like my best friend and her partner. Who else? The boys when they come home from school if I have them on a leash. A couple of my coworkers because he really loves them. And then I've had to hold him back because there's a couple of people that he really hates with a passion. Not 100% sure why. Well, I do have an idea why, because they don't like dogs. And so that's why he kind of hates them. Who else? think that's it for people he loves. Oh, squirrels. Squirrels. He loves to chase squirrels. Loves to eat squirrels. Huh? Yeah. He hasn't eaten a squirrel on me, but he's eaten birds and mice. Like, he'll catch them up in the yard. It's like, what are you doing? You're not that hungry. He's like, yes, I am. I actually got a little more than 16 out of these. I made the balls kind of small because I'm giving some to somebody and keeping some for the boys. Okay, here you go, Angus. You can lick the bowl now. That's his collar. So yeah, just little pokey holes. I guess I should have waited until after I put these in the oven before getting into them. He'll be done in a minute, and then he won't have to deal with the bell. There. Hands a wash. Yeah. Now when it comes to like rolling them out, you want to put a layer of flour on your surface, and then roll them out with a rolling pin. And then cut out the shapes however which way you want. Okay, I think you got it all, Angus. Okay. Move this just a tiny little bit this way so I can open up my oven. Okay, and we set the timer for 10 minutes, and then I'll be back. Okay, we're back. It's been 10 minutes since they were in the oven, and I just pulled them out. So now we're gonna add brown sugar to them. Now I use organic brown sugar, again, to each their own. You can use the yellow sugar, the brown sugar, the old-fashioned sugar. It'll all work the same. It all has that caramelization bit to them. And you just simply fill in the thing right a little bit. And then, just be careful. Too much, way too much. It's okay if you get some. If it makes a mess, it makes a mess. We're all trying very hard here. And then you pop them back in the oven for about a minute, but not to bake, but to broil. Because you want it to like heat up the top part. And maybe like melt the brown sugar a tiny little bit. So broil. About a minute. So be right back. So we're back, and now I'm pulling them out of the oven I know I said a minute, but technically these were in for maybe 2 minutes because I had to run and let the dog out. And now he's barking because there's people working on the house next door and he doesn't like them. Nom, 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 nom. Okay. Leave the door open to let the heat out. Turn the light off. And now they're ready. Like, they did harden a little bit. That's what I find the difference between the organic brown sugar and the regular brown sugar. The regular brown sugar will melt easier than the organic brown sugar. I'm not 100% certain on why. I just know that they have different melting levels. So, we're gonna let these cool for 20 minutes and then we're gonna taste test them. So it's been 20 minutes since they've gotten a chance to cool down. Look how yummy they look. Yum, yum, yum. Now for the taste test. Oh my god, I forgot how good these taste. I don't know why my boy didn't let me make these last week. I think it's because they want marshmallows. Because they already ate a bag on me. Yeah, it is a good thing that I'm giving these away because I'm going to eat them all. Very good. Highly suggest. Now that after I've eaten them, I'd stick closer to the half a cup of scotch because they're quite moist. So if you like the video, give me a thumbs up. If you didn't like the video, give me a thumbs down. Not everybody likes cookies. And if you don't like cookies, what kind of a monster are you? But if you really like the video, subscribe. And as always, live long and bake on.